Hello friends, welcome to Audiobook Daily. Today we'll talk about The Psychology of Wealth by Napoleon Hill. On the first morning of January, winter light crept through the thin curtains of a small apartment. Outside, the city was quiet, wrapped in fog and cold air. Inside, a family sat together at a modest dining table, a father, a mother, and their teenage son. The heater hummed softly, but it couldn't warm the tension that had followed them through the past year. The father stared at his coffee, replaying failures he couldn't forget. A stalled career, growing bills, dreams postponed again and again. The mother tried to smile, hiding her worry behind quiet strength. The son watched them both, absorbing more than anyone realized. As snowflakes began to fall outside the window, the father finally spoke. "This year," he said quietly, "something has to change, not outside but here." He touched his temple. That moment, quiet, honest, and uncomfortable, is exactly where the psychology of wealth begins. Napoleon Hill teaches that wealth is never created first in the bank account. It is created in the mind. Before money changes hands, before opportunities appear, before careers transform, a person must change the way they think, believe, and decide. Hill explains that most people struggle financially not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they unknowingly carry mental habits of fear, doubt, and indecision. Poverty, he argues, is often a psychological condition long before it becomes a financial one. The father in our story realized this truth without knowing its name. All year, he had blamed circumstances, the economy, bad luck, missed chances. But that winter morning, he admitted something deeper. He had stopped believing in his own power. Hill calls this shift the awakening of definite purpose. The moment a person decides, clearly and without apology, what they want from life. Wealth, Hill says, begins the instant desire becomes a decision. That morning, the father wrote one sentence in a notebook. "I will become financially independent by developing skills, confidence, and discipline, and I will not quit." It wasn't magic. It was clarity. Hill emphasizes that the subconscious mind accepts whatever thoughts are repeated with emotion and faith. For years, this man had fed his mind doubt. Now, he chose to feed it intention. As winter days passed, the family changed in subtle ways. The father woke earlier, reading instead of scrolling. He studied skills he once believed were too late to learn. The mother encouraged him, reminding him that belief grows through action. Even the son noticed. His father spoke differently now. Straighter. One of Hill's most powerful ideas is that fear is the greatest enemy of wealth. Fear of failure. Fear of criticism. Fear of poverty itself. These fears paralyze decision-making and drain energy. The father felt fear every day, but for the first time, he didn't obey it. Hill teaches that wealth comes to those who develop self-discipline, the ability to control impulses, emotions, and habits. Each small act of discipline builds confidence, and confidence attracts opportunity. By early spring, the father earned his first extra income from a side skill he once doubted. It wasn't life-changing money, but it was proof. Proof that the mind, when focused and disciplined, reshapes reality. The family celebrated quietly that evening. No champagne. Just warmth, laughter, and belief. Hill also writes about positive mental attitude, not blind optimism, but the conscious choice to respond to life with faith instead of fear. Wealth flows toward those who expect success and persist through temporary defeat. Summer came. The father faced setbacks again, rejected proposals, slow progress, but something inside him had changed. Failure no longer meant, "I can't." It meant, "I'm learning." By the time the next winter arrived, snow fell once more, but this time, the apartment felt different. The family wasn't rich yet, but they were no longer stuck. Income had grown. Confidence had returned. The son watched his parents with pride instead of worry. On New Year's Eve, the father opened the same notebook. He didn't just see goals. He saw evidence. Napoleon Hill's message is clear. Wealth is not attracted by luck. It is attracted by mindset, belief, discipline, and persistence. The snow outside fell just as softly as it had 1 year earlier, but inside, everything had changed. And that is the psychology of wealth. Thank you for listening. If you like the audio, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. See you in next Audiobook Daily.